Welcome to World Code Updates, your daily briefing on everything happening around the world. Manila, July 2025. A city waking to headlines that will echo far beyond its borders. The Bashi Channel is tense, its waters now a flashpoint between China, the Philippines, and Taiwan. Once a quiet stretch of sea, it has become the center of a high-stakes standoff, watched closely by the world's powers. Chinese warships conduct live-fire drills near the Philippines' northernmost islands, sending a clear message of strength and intent. Meanwhile, Taiwanese jets scramble against repeated airspace incursions, their pilots on constant alert, ready to defend their skies at a moment's notice. This is the new Indo-Pacific reality, a daily dangerous dance with global stakes, where every maneuver is scrutinized and every misstep could spark a wider conflict. The Bashi Channel, once a boundary, now binds Manila and Taipei in shared vulnerability, their fates intertwined by geography and circumstance. It's a vital artery for global trade and a potential choke point in any conflict. Billions of dollars in goods pass through these waters, making stability here crucial for the world economy. Beijing's rhetoric has grown sharper, matched by aggressive Coast Guard and naval maneuvers. Each day brings new confrontations, raising the risk of miscalculation. Diplomacy hangs by a thread, but preparations for conflict are underway. Soldiers in both capitals train for scenarios once thought unimaginable. In Manila and Taipei, a quiet resolve has taken hold. Leaders and citizens alike brace for what may come, united by a sense of purpose and determination. Years of watching China's expansion have led to a secretive, robust partnership. Behind closed doors, trust has been built, and lines of communication have opened. High-level security dialogues are now routine, a direct response to an existential threat. Intelligence is shared, strategies coordinated, and joint exercises planned. Standing alone is no longer an option. Geography and vulnerability have forced an alliance once unthinkable. The two nations now stand shoulder to shoulder, aware that unity is their best defense. This isn't just about military posturing, it's about people. Ordinary lives are caught in the crosshairs of great power rivalry. Fishermen from Batanes can't reach their grounds. Livelihoods are lost as the sea becomes a battleground, and families face growing uncertainty. Families in southern Taiwan live under constant threat, their daily routines shadowed by the possibility of conflict, their children growing up in a world on edge. The region's future is being shaped in real time, with profound implications for peace and stability. Every decision made here ripples outward, affecting millions. Every move in these waters could set the course for generations. The stakes could not be higher, and the margin for error is razor thin. The world watches, holding its breath. From Washington to Tokyo, capitals everywhere are alert to the shifting tides in the Indo-Pacific. Manila and Taipei's pact is a signal. The status quo is over. A new era of cooperation and resistance has begun, challenging old assumptions. The next chapter in the Indo-Pacific is being written now, in the actions and choices of those on the front lines. The question is, who will shape it? And at what cost will peace or conflict be secured? The South China Sea is more than a waterway. It's a global lifeline, a vital artery pulsing with the world's commerce and ambition. Every year, 1/3 of the world's shipping and trillions of dollars in trade pass through these contested lanes, making this region one of the most important and volatile on the planet. Beneath the waves lie vast oil and gas reserves, resources that fuel not only regional economies, but also global energy markets, intensifying the competition for control. For centuries, these waters fed millions, sustaining generations of coastal communities. Now, they're a source of conflict and uncertainty. Today's tensions are about sovereignty and power, not just resources. Nations flex their military might, determined to defend their claims. China claims almost the entire sea, its sweeping 9-dash line overlapping the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei, igniting fierce disputes. An international tribunal rejected China's claims in 2016, but Beijing enforces them with might, not law, sending Coast Guard and militia ships to assert dominance. China's island-building campaign has transformed remote reefs into militarized outposts, complete with runways, radars, and missile systems, altering the balance of power. These fortified bases project power deep into Southeast Asia, challenging freedom of navigation and raising the risk of military confrontation. For the Philippines, the pressure is relentless. Fishermen are harassed, resupply missions are blocked, and sovereignty is slowly eroded by constant intimidation. China's gray zone strategy aims to control without open war, wearing down smaller nations through persistent, low-level aggression and psychological pressure. The sea is now a stage for high-stakes confrontation, not cooperation, as rival navies and coast guards test each other's resolve. The Philippines faces a war of attrition, forced to adapt, innovate and endure, or risk being pushed aside in the struggle for control. The South China Sea's future will be decided not by maps or treaties alone, but by the determination and unity of those who defend it. The powder keg is primed. The world waits for a spark that could ignite a crisis with global consequences. The stakes have never been higher and the world is watching every move. Under relentless pressure from external forces, the Philippines and Taiwan are quietly forging a partnership that is both strategic and necessary for their survival. It's not a formal alliance. There are no signed treaties, no grand ceremonies, just a pragmatic behind-the-scenes cooperation that has grown out of a shared sense of urgency and a common threat looming on the horizon. Both nations view China's increasingly assertive actions as a stark warning of what could unfold in the near future, a signal that cannot be ignored. For Taiwan, the threat is existential, threatening its very identity and freedom. For the Philippines, it's a matter of sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the survival of its people. Leaders in both capitals understand that a crisis in one could quickly spiral into disaster for the other, binding their fates together more closely than ever before. Old policies and outdated protocols are being set aside. Now pragmatism and adaptability take precedence over tradition. New communication channels are being established, bypassing traditional diplomatic constraints and focusing directly on urgent security needs and real-time intelligence sharing. Shared democratic values, mutual respect, and a commitment to a rules-based international order are the glue that binds these two nations together in uncertain times. This partnership is about more than just military defense. It's about protecting a cherished way of life, ensuring safety and stability for ordinary families. The alliance stands as a testament to the resilience, courage, and determination of both peoples, who refuse to be intimidated. Manila and Taipei are actively shaping their own destiny, making strategic choices rather than waiting for fate to be dictated by others. Their quiet but determined cooperation is already shifting the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific region, sending ripples far beyond their shores. The message to the world is clear: united, they are stronger, and together, they will stand firm against any challenge. The world is beginning to notice as headlines and broadcasts highlight this emerging partnership and its growing impact on regional stability. China's military transformation is the catalyst for this new regional alignment. The People's Liberation Army has become a modern, high-tech force, projecting power far beyond its shores. Defense spending has soared, funding advanced warships, stealth fighters, and missile arsenals. These aren't just for show. They're meant to enforce China's claims and deter intervention. Military exercises near Taiwan and the Philippines are now routine, bold, and provocative. Chinese jets and warships test defenses, sending a clear message of intimidation. Beijing calls it defense. Its neighbors see coercion and domination. Artificial islands serve as unsinkable carriers, extending China's reach. The region is alarmed. China's rise is no longer seen as peaceful. Nations are being forced to choose sides. The dragon's shadow is now impossible to ignore. The Bashi Channel is the strategic lifeline linking the Philippines and Taiwan. It's a deep, vital passage connecting the South China Sea to the Pacific, China's gateway to the open ocean. Control of the channel is Beijing's key objective in any conflict. For Manila and Taipei, this shared geography means shared vulnerability. The Batanes Islands are just 200 kilometers from Taiwan, potential staging grounds in a crisis. Security here is not abstract. It's a matter of national survival. If China controls the channel, it can isolate Taiwan and cut off the Philippines from allies. This threat has forced both capitals to rethink defense strategy. The defense of Taiwan and the northern Philippines is now inseparable. The channel also carries undersea data cables. Disruption would cripple global communications. Whoever controls the Bashi Channel holds a powerful card in Indo-Pacific geopolitics. Quiet cooperation over its security is now essential. Regional stability depends on it. The Philippines and Taiwan's cooperation is discreet but effective. Intelligence sharing is at its core. Radar, satellite, and signals data flow in real time. Secure channels give both sides a clearer picture of Chinese movements. This shared awareness allows for coordinated responses and reduces the risk of surprise. Joint defense preparations are growing, from Coast Guard drills to specialized military training. Officers learn asymmetric warfare and cyber defense, skills vital against a larger foe. Contingency plans cover blockades, infrastructure security, and refugee management. The goal: credible deterrence, not provocation. The message to Beijing is unmistakable: aggression will meet unified resistance. The Manila-Taipei partnership is reinforced by powerful allies, especially the US and Japan. Multinational military exercises are now larger and more complex. The Balikatan drills have shifted from counter-terrorism to simulating defense against external threats. Live fire exercises in the South China Sea and Bashi Channel send a clear signal to Beijing. Advanced US hardware and joint training boost Filipino capabilities. Japan and Australia's participation turns these drills into a multilateral show of solidarity. These exercises enhance interoperability and deterrence. The message, an attack on one is a concern for all. The Philippines, with its allies, is becoming a tougher target. United, they raise the cost of aggression. China's response is fury, condemnations, warnings, and propaganda. Beijing accuses its neighbors of stoking a new Cold War and threatens economic retaliation. State media paints the US as a destabilizer and the Philippines as a pawn. Social media campaigns aim to sow discord and weaken alliances. Economic threats loom large, but China's tactics are backfiring. Instead of dividing, Beijing's pressure is driving Manila, Taipei, and their allies closer. The alarm in Beijing is real. The network of alliances is a genuine challenge. The Indo-Pacific's future is being shaped by new alignments. The Philippines-Taiwan partnership anchors a broader security network. Japan is now a proactive player, joining trilateral dialogues with Manila and Washington. This northern triangle forms a strategic barrier to Chinese expansion. ASEAN remains divided, but key members are quietly strengthening their defenses. The region's stability depends on resilient alliances and a united front. The message sovereignty and freedom of navigation are non-negotiable. The hope deterrence, not confrontation, will secure a peaceful future.